someone is... Hello! How are you, Scott?
It's me. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I know that's you. See, I saw you there before. Just so you guys know, there's a little monitor so I can kind of see what's going on, and I caught Scott Derrickson on it.
Yes, you did. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. I'm at the Chinese Theatre about to screen the movie. How bad can I be?
I mean, Chinese theater, it's pretty incredible, right?
It's the most famous theater in the world, and every student of film dreams of having a premiere here, so this is literally in the dream come true category.
Well, you have done such an incredible job with this film. I know that you felt a rather personal connection with this movie. Can you talk a little bit about that? What drew you to the material?
I mean, I was always attracted to the character and the journey that he goes through. I felt an affinity with that character. You know, he goes through a lot of pain and suffering to become who he is, but he becomes much better because of the tragedies that befall him, and goes from being an arrogant, ego-driven guy to being very selfless by the end of the movie, and I love that story. I also always loved the visuals from the original comics. The Steve Ditko visuals are still progressive, and still the psychedelic images are state of the art, and they're what inspired the visuals of this movie.
I have a question about that. We showed the fans, because we're talking live to the fans right now, we showed them some of the concept art in a little preview that we looked at before. 3,000 pieces of concept art, 40 different set models. As a director, how do you find your way through that? You have like an abundance of riches. How do you manage that? How do you make choices?
Yeah, yes, at 3,000, it felt like that many. So I'm actually not surprised that that's the number. You keep pushing the ideas further and further and further, and then the ones that are the most striking, those are the ones that stick. And then you've got to, as a director, I have to storyboard them into motion and turn them into pre-visualized images and build it into a sequence. And some things that you love get cut because there's not enough room, and hopefully the best ideas survive.
Yeah, you have to kill your baby sometimes.
Oh, we did a lot of that on this movie, yeah. But in the end, it's not what you miss, it's what you catch.
And you have caught quite a full net here. You know, something else is that I love about this film is, you've done a lot of horror films, you've worked in the sci-fi realm. You brought a little bit of some of the horror moments into the film sometimes.
Well, yeah, it's a little freaky in places, but not so much real horror, more like a bad trip, I guess, But it gets, for people who don't watch horror, there are some moments in there that are a little disconcerting.
I will admit, I jumped a couple times.
Yeah, there's some jump scares too. I don't know how to not do that, I guess.
Well, it's to the benefit of the film goers because you keep us on our toes.
Yeah.
Last question, what's it like working with Benedict Cumberbatch, who everybody is a little bit in love with?
Yeah, he's amazing. He's a true movie star, and as intelligent as he is deep emotionally, so he had a lot to do in this movie, emotionally and physically. It was a very demanding role for him as an action star, to do a lot of his own stunts, and he's just spectacular. He's the best.
Well, thank you so much for bringing this to the big screen, for staying and talking to the Marvel fans. Have a fantastic time tonight.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Good to talk with you.
Bye now.
All right, everyone.